these documents open. There's a lot of stuff happening.
It's too important.
I know.
Everything's important.
It is. Everything is awesome. That was going around for a while.
All right. Well, with that, I will say we're in.
We are in. Welcome back, buddy.
Hey, the seat was nice and warm, by the way. And to your question, I do miss you when I'm not here.
Yeah,
there you go.
We finally got the answer.
So I do listen.
He does listen. I love that clip. I'm gonna post it again. I love it.
By the way, the last one of the last TikToks you linked on Instagram, I had someone asking me who that was.
The lady?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea who the lady is.
She's a Scottish singer.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no clue.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was. I just saw it and it just made me laugh. I was like, this is true, and it makes you think of areas. And there's a lot of people in the UK that are rolling smoke, and obviously it's not sunny all the time there, but they're still getting
it's news, but I'll wait till we get into it.
Let's get into it. Well, I guess let's start that way. Welcome to This Week in Barbecue, the barbecue-focused podcast that introduces you to both the good, the bad, and everything in between in the world of barbecue. I am your host, Rashid Phillips, and back again for the third time, because I guess now it qualifies as a comeback, my co-host, Mr.
Post-COVID boy, Brian Hull.
Post-COVID Hull.
Avoided it for, like you said, I matrix dodged it for 3 years.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
And it just finally caught up with him.
Just out of nowhere, too.
Literally, that's just wild.
You can only be leaning backwards at a 90-degree angle, swinging those arms for so
long before your calves give out. And the face you have seen and the voice you're definitely familiar with, Mr.
Lee Garman.
And we are back to bring you some amazing news this week, ladies and gentlemen, filled with all types of things. Maybe you'll laugh, you'll cry, and you're definitely guaranteed to get hungry. So what were you chatting about, bud?
Well, you were saying that a lot of people in the UK are rolling smoke. The Big Grill Festival is next weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend in Dublin.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so August 17th through 20th, I think they still have tickets, hosted by DJ BBQ. Yeah, so.
Gotta love that.
Like I know on Sunday, Daniel Vaughn, Bill Durney, and somebody else are doing
Bill of Hometown.
Yeah, doing a talk about the state of American barbecue.
That should be very interesting.
Yeah.
And what is the state of American barbecue?
Oh, I feel like that's definitely going to have.
Maybe that's going to be in the title.
If I don't have a bullseye on my back right now,
I'll combine it into one thing: Cara, Texas. Is that pretty accurate?
I don't know. Oh, man, I don't know. There's so many cans of worms to open with that statement. So many. Is it the state of, like, what part of America barbecue? Are we talking below the Mississippi line or above? Like, what are we talking about? It's a very. I want to hear Vaughn's.
Well, below the Mississippi would be the ocean.
I wanna know. I'm going to tune into that because I'm very interested. And I don't think a lot of cats have had a chance to become familiar with the snob outside of his writings and his posts. But, Cat's got some thoughts. So I'm really, really interested to see how that conversation goes.
He did a quick stop in Atlanta before doing like a more extensive, I think it was Carolina tour.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago.
So... Ooh, gosh, that's such a good question. Like, that is a fire. That's an interesting question. Because is it, everyone, you say barbecue outside of the U.S., everyone immediately thinks Texas. That's just what pops into mind. Or something I was watching over there. I think it was one of the guys, Robs, or one of the UK guys on the Kamado. Hell, even just the other day I was watching this, they put it out called On the Line, and it's just this cat who left Egypt.
I was actually, Kareem.
Yeah.
Yeah, of KG Barbecue.
Yeah.
I had him back 2019 when he was still popping up.
Just the wildest thing.
Yeah, dude, his stuff is really good.
Is it? It looked good.
Like we did style switch, so I wasn't super hungry, but I got his lamb lollipops.
Yes,
so,
and that's the thing that gets me. I love lamb. I was talking with the lamb board actually about trying to put on a few private dinners with just lamb dishes. It's like I love lamb, and I think it's just because the Islander in me, that's what we have. Like, that is so good, but others don't really rock with it like that around here. But
Well,
man,
it's coming back to some barbecue joints. So KG does lamb lollipops and lamb ribs, and I think he does pulled lamb too instead of pulled pork.
really,
And then I know Barb's BQ, they have lamb on their menu too.
I'm heading over to Texas in September. I'm going earlier, strictly so I can stop by and show some support.
Yeah.
Like I've shifted my whole itinerary around just so I can stop by.
Well, I mean, so they're in Lockhart, and then you could actually hit up KG. He's in Austin, so you could kind of do back to back.
yeah, because everything's far in Texas.
No, I mean, like Lockhart's only like 45 minutes. Actually, Lockhart is an Atlanta drive from Austin.
We were there, and everything was 45 minutes to an hour from everything.
Oh, so Atlanta,
And it was such a short distance too. That was the wildest thing. It's like, how does 10 miles take this long? What are we doing?
Oh, come on.
It was kind of like, in a weird way, like mountain road time. You like, you know, like on a mountain road, it's like, you'll be there in 45 minutes. It's like, it's 4.5 miles.
Yeah.
What do we do? Or is it all switchbacks?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. We went out. I was like, this is just so strange. But okay, let's keep it going. Heck, because what was where we were staying was less than 5 miles from the harbor, but it took us 40 minutes to get there.
Well, and also it's like I mean, obviously like a boat. If we
Yeah,
could have
if
just
we
gone
had a
straight
boat,
across the lake, it'd be about
Last time I'm renting jet
a
skis.
2-minute drive.
Oh man, but yeah, that's a very interesting question. When does that drop? When are they putting that out? Did you?
I mean,
put that out?
that's at Grill and Chill Festival. I don't know if they're going to put it out, like, recorded or not, but it's a Sunday conversation at Big Grill Festival, not Grill and Chill.
Yeah,
Big
so-
Grill Festival.
This coming Sunday.
Next Sunday, so August 20th.
Okay.
So if we just need to go to Dublin.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be great. Let me add that onto my itinerary.
But we might as well, while Brian slipped up and was saying things.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Grill and Chill real quick.
Sorry,
Just our
I
shameless
was literally
plug.
looking at the itinerary, and so I saw it.
No,
Let's just get that plug out of the way.
real quick. We need to get our passports.
Yeah.
You too, Corey. So yeah, Grill and Chill tickets are on sale. They have been on sale, and they have been selling. We're down to like 1 or 2 VIP tickets left. We've got a fair amount of, well, not fair amount, a good amount of general admission, but I'm really excited about the VIP going because that gets you access to Friday and Saturday. Friday's a private Pitmasters dinner with Pops and myself. He's doing low and slow. He's breaking out all the nice, fancy A5 Wagyu to make. I was like, ooh, just slide one of those plate of beef ribs over here. I'm doing
A5 Wagyu beef ribs.
Yeah.
What? I don't even want. I would just want to see a picture of the marbling on that.
It's ridiculous. They're so
Is,
good.
is there actually any meat in there?
There's some. We had some. He made some for when over for Memorial Day.
Okay.
They're beautiful, and it's a gentle cook. So he's doing that. I'm doing some live fire dishes right by the lakeside. We're gonna have a ball. So if you get your VIP tickets, you get access to that and a signed copy of Pops' book from him, along with a pack of our jerk smoked sausage, which you usually can't get anywhere else outside of your pop-ups. So
Well, I mean, I've never had them at a pop-up.
we did one, yeah.
Well, I mean, you've had it at a pop-up, but we did it we only did a pack to raise money.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Outside of pop-ups.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you.
I mean, I'm saying, like, yeah.
Still, it was at a pop-up.
I guess so. Like, you had to pre-order it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You couldn't just show up at a pop-up and buy it.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I said that's the only other way you're able to get it. So we're looking forward to that. And then Saturday is just general admission. The food you get on Saturday is not, I repeat, the food you get on Saturday is not the food that is offered Friday. So if everyone out there's like, oh, I want oxtail, I want jerk this, I want all that, you better be one of the 2 people left to get this VIP ticket because that's not what you're getting on Saturday. The private Pitmaster dinner
Is it
meant
2
to
left?
be.
Is that
There's
where we're at?
We're
2?
only 2 left.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And also, general admission can also sell out. So don't like wait.
Yeah, don't be one of those, and don't just randomly pop up and think you're getting in without a ticket. That's definitely not happening.
No, I have a.
We'll have security. Security will be there.
Yeah, we actually
Corey security.
They actually the venue is actually getting security in because of how the liquor licensing and everything works. So if you don't have a ticket, you don't, and it's you're going to have your badge that will get you access. Everything's going to be accounted for. We're making this as seamless as we can to make sure everyone has a wonderful experience. So if you just toss something on and walk up, that's not how it goes. Once we sell out, and we're not adding any more slots anywhere. Been trying to, promote it, get people out there. It's our first fest, and we're not making any money. Well, we are, but we're giving it all to the local Boys and Girls Club chapter. We're starting a after-school barbecue program for the local Boys and Girls Club there, and it's the first, to my knowledge, and we're going to get them some smokers. We're going to get them some food cards. We've designed a curriculum for them to learn and practice and to actually start getting into the craft of barbecue. We wanted to support the community. We wanted to give a chance to the next generation coming up at a earlier start date. So I said, why not? I could stand around and say, why doesn't someone do this? Why doesn't anyone do this? And I just decided to hold up a mirror and be like, get to work. Go make it happen. Go build that thing you want for those kids. So started building. Here we are.
Makes me want to cue up Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror.
I know, right? I don't know if we can get away with the.
I know what type
rights.
of smoker they're not getting.
Hey, if they want to donate it, that's fine.
Oh, well, I was thinking of somebody else with a certain jingle.
Oh yeah, they're definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, no, that's never gonna happen either. Not them. But we're looking forward to it. But enough about Grill and Chill. What you got on your record?
Do you want to do news stories or recaps and stuff still?
Let's get some of the stories and we'll recap it.
Okay. All right. So, speaking of Daniel Vaughn, he just posted a good article about rotisserie smokers being back on the rise.
Yeah.
And if you've been following Instagram or anybody getting new, building a new spot, you've probably seen an M&M.
Shout out to Mike and Matt. Cooler than the other side of the pillow, down like 2 flats. Love those guys.
Yeah. I got to cook them one earlier this year, and that thing is super efficient.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was Moe's rig? Did he have
Moe's rig that we saw when we were hanging out with Moe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that, since you mentioned that, ties into one of the stories I had. Moe is actually selling off all of his other rigs, and he's flipping everything to M&Ms.
He's committed.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's something they talked about in the article. Miller Smokehouse basically had a bunch of offsets that they gave back to M&M. It's like, hey, can you refurbish these and sell these? Because we're going to... So Moe Cason's doing the same thing.
Yeah, so when I talked to Moe told us while we were there, I think we got it on cam, but Moe, after he got notified he was going to walk, he's like, brother, it's all Mike and Matt from now on. I'm selling everything. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I'm selling. I'm letting it all go. And I hadn't heard him doing anything. I know he had a book shoot. He was doing some other stuff, but he's doing it right now. So Big Moe is selling his Rockin' W custom rig. It was built just under a year ago. He's selling it for $10,500. DM him online if you're interested in picking it up. But he's switching to all M&Ms, which I don't blame him. I was just talking to Mike the other day. I was like, brother, you guys are quickly becoming a household name, and it's because you're putting in work. And I love when you're doing work, because I'll always promote. Because I promise you, if you're doing the work, people see it. We just had a call yesterday, and I know at every episode I say this because we have a lot of calls every week, but we had a call yesterday, and what do they say? We saw you guys doing this. We saw it. It just stuck out. We've been watching for a while. So those of you who get offended when I say cook more or do more or just put your work out there and just fail more, sucks to be you, because you don't believe me, and it really is that simple. Just do the work, because these people were watching us for weeks and weeks at a time, mentioning stuff. I was like, that was in May. So if you're doing the thing that you want to be paid to do, guarantee you someone's watching. Cook more, do more, fail more. That's the secret. Something like that.
Also, just a link in the show notes. I think we should put the interview that we had with the M&M guys.
Yeah, we did.
They're great guys.
We have Mike and Matt had them up on the podcast, up on This Week in Barbecue. I will link that to the show notes, and just visit thisweekinbarbecue.com, and you can scroll through the entire archive. We actually had them on 5/12/23, the dynamic duo that is M&M Barbecue. I will link that there. Once again, just absolutely amazing guys, man, that are crushing it and not afraid to do the work.
Speaking of it, for good transition, speaking of Big Moe, you got other news about Big Moe.
Yeah. Moe is doing a lot. We talked about it last episode. He's traveling to Slovenia. I just can't.
We're just okay with the fact that it's going to be butchered.
Yeah, so
we apologize.
I'm not trying to offend. That's Slovenia, and then whatever.
Then a bunch of consonants.
Yeah, it's just like there's this Z, J. Like who does that? Who does that? Like, I don't know what that is. So he's going to be doing a class there. He's also coming to Dallas, Texas, October 21st, and you can learn wings, ribs, brisket, and much more. Check out for more information at the Bob and Moe Barbecue Show. They're hitting the road, doing some classes. So Moe is all over, everywhere, shockingly doing work. You never know.
Well, speaking of classes, there's a couple opportunities to do some barbecue classes coming up. First, Leroy and Lewis are bringing back their barbecue university September 22nd through 24th. If you're interested, you can email Casey with a K at leroyandlewis.com. We'll have the link to the email in the show notes.
Good deal.
And then the Goldies brisket class is coming back in October.
Shout out the guys at Goldies.
So they still have spots for that. So
that's been good. I got to stop by and catch them when I'm in town. I really do. There's a lot of learnings happening, a lot of opportunities going on.
Where is Goldie's?
It's outside of Fort Worth and Kennedale.
Okay,
yeah. So just south of Fort Worth.
Yeah, it's by the sisters.
I mean, there's a bunch of good places you can go to in Fort Worth and Dallas right now that you can just kind of loop.
I might have a shoot taking me there soon where I have to go scout, so I might just add an
Oh,
extra day to my scout.
Yeah, just let me know and I'll tell you what places to go on what days.
Heck yeah.
Nice. We also, since we're talking about things happening over in Texas, Real Pitmasters casting call. They're looking for, and there was a huge emphasis on Real Pitmasters. And if you have welding experience, that's an added bonus. But there's a casting call happening in Austin, Texas right now. They're paying SAG rates, so like $7 and change for the day. So
I think it's minimum $750 now.
Yeah, so that's not bad for anybody who's out there and you're interested and you're in that area and you can roll some smoke with the best of them. Email thecaststation@gmail.com. We'll have that in the show notes. Don't have much more information than that, but hey.
Are they going to have a guy on there that's like the surrogate of the Will It Kill guy? You know exactly what it's
Forge and Fire,
yeah.
It will kill.
Will it smoke?
It will smoke. I don't know, but our good brother who's still fighting the good fight, El Jefe, Mr. Robert Sierra, put it out there. And he's actually going through his second round of chemo this morning. So I mentioned it before, there is a like Venmo donation that you can do. I know not everyone can. But everyone has the ability to like, share, and pray. That doesn't cost you anything. So keep fighting a good fight, brother. We know you're going to make it out on the other side. But yeah, and we did mention him previously, but I'm going to backpedal over to the barbecue snob, Mr. Vaughn. He dropped a new list, 25 new and improved barbecue joints in Texas.
Yeah, it's kind of.
This is not to be confused with the Texas top 50, don't get that crazy. He's just saying 25 new and improved ones to check out.
Yeah, he does it. So like the halfway point between the list, he'll drop the 25 that 25 list. So I know Bar ABQ, Barb's is on there. KG Barbecue, Sunbird, a bunch of good cats.
Really, nice. In good company.
Yep. There's some Georgia stuff going on for once.
I know.
So
finally get on this map.
Hatch Chili Fest is next Sunday at Fox
yes.
Brothers West. They still have, I think they still have VIP and regular tickets.
Okay.
Speaking of buying tickets before they sell out, so Landlocked Oyster Fest, they're bringing in some barbecue pitmasters like they normally do.
Okay.
That's actually already sold out. Yeah, Landlocked 7th, but like Elliot Moss is going to be here.
Moss is in town?
Yeah, Dave Bonner of Green Street from Chicago. Jeans from Atlanta. Fox Brothers from Atlanta. And then I can't remember who else. But then like did you see the Landlocked list though? Like it's an insane lineup.
Really?
Yeah.
But
they
don't have that secret pint guy out there, so I don't know if I'm gonna make it out. You know?
Well, I mean, it's sold out. I'm not making it out. And then our friends, Barbecue Yinka and Keenan's Pit Barbecue, they're doing a dinner on August 27th at Deep Roots Wine Market in Roswell.
Shout out, Keenan.
And it's part of your ticket will go to support the Max Groover Foundation.
Okay, right on. No, man, that's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. They do need to get you, and I can't really talk, but they need to get you on these lists. I'm not here ever. I love the invites though. Like shout out to the guys who want to be out in the Keys for the first Rub and Tug Fest. Like that was great. But I was doing.
It's called a Rub and Tug.
Yeah, barbecue.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? But they had great cats like Meet Dave, hilarious comedian, great barbecuer. They had Maddie of Matt Pittman's of Meat Church. Al Frugoni was out there. The whole crew. Dark Side. Missed getting a chance to kick it with everyone, but I was in LA. I'm definitely going to catch you guys next year. Shout out to Bama Grills. They were out there as well. Looked like a beautiful and fun time. Everyone definitely was enjoying the cannonball or the belly flop competitions, but next year, guys, next year for sure. Let's, I guess there's a few minor little touch points. Blast through quick deals right now. If you just got a spot, you got a little bit extra wiggle room, a little bit extra cash. Masterbuilt right now is doing a bundle deal, getting their 30-inch vertical digital smoker with the leg extensions and a cover for $249. I don't know how much better of a deal you can get. If you got your dad a tie and he realized he left it in the box and hasn't worn it yet, probably hates it. Go ahead and get him this instead. Give him something to cook some meats on. That'll always work out really, really well for you.
Yeah, no one wants a tire socks.
No one wants tire socks. What are we doing? What are we doing here, guys? Let's get past that. And slight, just not even really selfish. I'm just supporting the boys. Kings of Barbecue airs this week. The Kings of Barbecue is the show starring Cedric the Entertainer and Anthony Anderson as they document their venture into the barbecue world because celebrities like losing money, so they come and hang out with us pitmasters for a while.
That's Saturday night?
That is Saturday. First episode drops on this Saturday, August 12th on A&E at 9 p.m.
So set your DVRs. Find out where you can stream it later.
Yeah, go to Google, be like, how do I stream? And
go to those terrible sites that don't give you enough information.
Yeah.
That like the AI generated, this is a barbecue show about?
Basically. And what you do after that is just hop on TikTok and someone will be streaming it.
Yeah. Just watch all the clips.
I watched Spider-Man that way, the new Spider-Man, where someone was streaming on TikTok. I was like, oh, this is some good quality. Don't touch me. I had my studios in, and it was on a flight. I was like, "Oh, this is probably this bad boy up." I was like, "Oh, this is amazing."
Is it bad that I didn't go see Spider-Man because I just knew there was going to be too many people?
No. I mean, I saw it in theaters too.
Yeah, I wanted
saw
to see
theaters
it
too. I want people like, "Oh, you didn't?" No.
Well, the other issue now, man, is like I want to go see it in premium format, but like. It's only in a premium format for like a week, and then like the Transformers movie came and knocked it off. I'm like, I don't want to see Transformers. I want to see Spider-Man.
I haven't heard much reviews about the Transformers movie. I don't know if it's worth.
It's been pretty quiet.
Yeah, it's slightly concerning.
I did watch a bad superhero movie while I was sick.
Which one did you see?
I saw The Flash.
Oh.
I didn't even try to go to that one.
It was like
when I saw it, and when I saw how he ran, I was like, why?
Oh, the skating?
Yeah. It's like,
what are you?
I was like, there's literally a whole TV show that shows him running the right way for years, and none of you guys like.
Maybe we should check that out.
Hey, it's only worth watching for Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton Batman. That's
well, let's not spoil it for anyone.
He's in the trailer.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's got the worst special effects I've seen in a long time, though.
For how much that movie costs.
I know. I was about to say, you know they spent money.
They scrapped Batgirl and let that go out. Like, how do you actually finish an entire film, start the promo trailers, and then they're like, you know what? Nah, we're good.
Tax
break. You let this, probably tax break. But they say Prince used to do the same thing, that Prince has a vault of movies. And we know this because, comic book guy.
Stanley?
Not Stanley.
Kevin Smith?
Kevin Smith. He did a talking about how he filmed these movies for Prince. And it's just, he tells the craziest stories. Like, Prince woke up at 3 in the morning. He's like, yeah, I want a llama. And they're like, what? He's like, yeah, I want you guys to have a llama
checks
for
out.
me anymore. He's like, we don't understand. But he tells a story, and I'll try to find it. But that video is like parsed all over the web, but in weird little places to catch it. And he would just film all these things for him. He said the best film he ever made was for Prince, and no one will ever see it. It's like, damn. So who knows? You see, this is why we got to put the stuff out.
It's like that Wu-Tang album.
So
fuck you, Skrelly. There we go. There's the explicit tag. Sorry.
There it is. No, we've earned it. We've earned it.
Yeah.
We've got a few bits here. Other bits. I do want to do two shout outs. Shout out to Kitchen's Corner out of Compton. Just some dope cats rolling barbecue, man. I was on enough for them to invite me out while I was in LA. Go see their setup, see their shop. They're running on a rotisserie, an old school JR, and they've got I believe a 500 reverse as well. And these cats are putting in work. We get offered so much food on the road, and I can always tell Pops how he likes it from what he says. But these guys served up ribs that he cleaned the bone off. Like, you know, these were their salt and pepper ribs. So anybody listening, go check them out, right? Kitchen's Corner _ online over in Compton. They're doing the work. They're doing it the right way. Amazing flavors. Like, I was just on there. I ate. I was like, wait a minute, this is really, really good. And it's not that I was like thinking they would be bad food, but 80% of what people send us is tough. It's mushy. It's acrid. This was on point as one of the best handed ribs I've ever gotten while out and about. So,
and you've had places that have been doing it the wrong way, so you know how to judge.
Yeah, I've gotten places that are claimed must eat top, and I'm like, oh my Lord, you paid for this? Okay, cool. But when you can taste the shortcuts, but there were no shortcuts tasted here. Like they're knocking it out. So shout out Kitchen's Corner _ those guys are killing it. And I only got to taste that because I was out there for Oxtail Night in LA at the Bloodstones Hollywood location, which it sold out before we could get all the flyers up. It was sold out in 45 minutes. It
went so well that you didn't even have food for the crew. You had to go to Mickey D. I saw you had to make a stop at Mickey D's afterwards.
Because that's what we don't get. You know, we're cook. It was a 2 days worth of cook. You know, we're prepping all the oxtail, smoking them, getting them cooked, making the sauces, doing the beans, everything. All the flavors, all the aromas. Get there. Shout out to the amazing staff. Thank you to James, Janice, Gary, the whole crew over at Bloodstones that are making everything run so smoothly. It was just a wonderful time. The whole team, Leroy, Chris, and the people loved it. You know, we had shrimp and grits. We had different types of starters. Then we had the 4 plates of each oxtail. There was barbecue, smothered, jerk and curry. So many just happened. And this is when the oxtail came out. Like, I remember my grandfather used to say, you can tell the food is good because you can hear the angels sing, meaning like no one's talking. It's just silence in the room. And at one point when all the oxtail hit all the tables, it was just silent. All you heard was like the background music. No one was talking. They were just eating.
Occasionally. Yeah, I was going to say the clanking. Yeah.
So it was just a great time, and got to meet so many fans and supporters out there. I didn't know I had that much love out in LA like that, but it was a wonderful time, man.
So when's Oxtail Night 2?
So for Pops, he does it once a year.
Okay.
He does it once a year in LA, but it went so quick. I was like, Pops, we almost might have to do it again this year, if our schedules align. But then again, I'm getting, berated online, like, when is there going to be an Oxtail Night in Atlanta? It's like, that's a good question. I don't know.
Just, maybe loop it in with Pitmaster Santa.
Yeah.
Maybe we make 2 stops in Atlanta.
Make 2 stops this year. I really wanted to do a pop-up so badly. I really want to.
Wait a second. Have you not done a pop-up this year?
I've not done a pop-up this year.
Geez.
Which is crazy because I've done a ton of cooking this year.
Right.
I just have not done a pop-up this year.
Yeah, it's for other people.
Yeah, other events. Like the closest I'll do to a pop-up is Grill and Chill.
Right.
And that's actually for me, but it's not in Atlanta. I do have some people from Atlanta who've bought tickets to go down there, and so that was great. I appreciate that. But I would like to do
Are they VIP?
They are VIP.
Okay, cool. I was going to say, at least make it worth your time.
Yeah. I've got, maybe I'll hit up Sue. Maybe I'll hit up Sue and be like, all right, let's do that restaurant takeover. I'm going to do Oxtail Night, do tickets. This is a cap on it, and just go for it. I wonder if True will fly up for that one.
You know he will.
Oh, definitely.
He'll find his way up here.
If there's Q, he will find a way. He will find a way. No, man, it was a good time out there. I had such a blast, and you just can't beat it. It was crazy just seeing how massive the operation is. It is far bigger and greater than most.
Is it at its new spot?
So this one we had at the Hollywood spot.
Okay.
But did go and hang out and check out the Santa Monica spot, which is great. It's on 2 cross streets.
Nice.
At 2 inches, so it's just beautiful, full of light, nonstop, just packed, people coming through. It's really well laid out. And then went to the went to of course, the Hollywood location. It was just a fun time all around. Got to hang back. Shout out to Nikki. Thank you, Auntie, for making me that amazing steak sandwich before my flight, because I was going to not make it. that plain food is not the best, but it was a wonderful time out there, man. It was good stuff. What do you have coming up since you were down and out fighting the old COVIDs?
I mean, it's just I'm pretty much somewhere every Saturday.
Not like that.
So the normal rotation, round trip, Little Cottage Brewery, Pontoon.
How are they doing over there?
It's been slower this summer. Like the last week was like kind of the week of people are kind of coming back to going to school, or it's the last weekend before school, so it was kind of expected. But it's just ramping up and doing a service every week and kind of like getting the name out there so that more people can have it. Because last year when I was doing everything else, still had a full-time job, I was doing it every other week, so it's just kind of a new thing to kind of ramp up. But football season's coming up, and so we'll be doing basically pre-orders and setting up a little earlier. So if you want to come get like a package before like a college football game, you can come get a bunch of barbecue and take it home. So, nice. But yeah, so we'll be somewhere basically every weekend during college football season. Oh, yeah. Nice. And then got a couple collabs coming up down the road. Some are still in the works. Doing the third collab with Gabriel of Barangay and in October, so we'll do a brunch thing.
What day in October?
I think it's October 28th.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to do it. I have to go double check. Like there's it's crazy.
I know you booked. You told me you had to book out the year.
Dude, it's so different. Like I wish you were back in the scene so you could see. Like I had breweries come to me and be like, "Hey, by the way, in June we're booking out the rest of the year. Let me know what dates you want." I'm like, "Shit."
Yeah.
And then the Wednesday night like sandwich service.
See, that's my excuse. That's why I can't do a pop up this year. Yeah. All the breweries are booked.
It's not all the ones you want to be at are booked.
Yeah, my old stomping grounds are booked, and I'll take it.
There's one that like shouldn't be booked, but is booked.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I might have to edit that out.
Nah, we gotta leave that one.
That's far enough back. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
If you've been listening long enough, you are 100% aware.
Yeah.
And if you're new,
so yeah, no, it's I keep the Facebook, Instagram, and website up to date with all the dates.
Yeah.
Gonna have some fun sandwiches coming up though. I got gonna throw on some like whole shoulder, skin on shoulders, and do like a crispy skin pork belly sandwich. I mean, it's crispy skin pork shoulder sandwich.
Oh, brisket burger.
Brisket burger is there every week. It's
Always.
It's either a brisket cheeseburger.
I'm looking out for the
or the
people
brisket
here.
patty melt.
I'm just making sure.
By the way,
people.
Me.
Well, there's a limited quantity because it's based on how much trim I have from the previous week. So I had 16 burgers last night, and they were gone. And people were coming up. It's like, you still got the burgers? Like, no, we're out.
Get there early. Like, I don't understand why wait. If you see the information, you want to partake. Oh, well, get it now. Like, oh, I don't want to be the only one. It's not a party and you're the first one on the dance floor.
Well, hey, Barbecue had to make a post. He was getting bad reviews from people complaining about waiting in line or they would be sold out. And it's like,
I mean, that's also how pop-ups work.
Barbecue is in a food hall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but again, it's how much cook space he has.
Yeah.
He can only cook so much.
Hey, restaurants run out. So you mean to tell me of your entire life of living, you've never gone to a restaurant, ordered something on the dish, and on the menu, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we currently ran out of that thing. You don't go leave a horror menu and throw your arm. No, you go to a restaurant on a Friday at 8, and you're like, hey, can I get a table? They tell you, oh, yeah, it's an hour and 20-minute wait. What do? You get the little ticker, and you sit your ass in your car, and you shut up about it. Stop giving those of us who do pop-ups and things like that a hard time. Like you expect a different treatment versus what you get for food that you're honestly still paying less for than if you went somewhere else and you're having a more unique experience. Get off our back. I'm sorry, I'm just on a rant because I saw a write-up someone did on a guy that was just really going through it because people just kept bashing. Like the food was great, but they hated having to wait. They went like, but you wait at restaurants, you wait in drive-through lines, you wait no matter what. Like this is the same thing.
Do you complain when a high-end restaurant you can't make reservations for like 3 months? No, you make a reservation when you can make a reservation,
and you shut up about it and you go and you eat. Like stop ruining these people's livelihood. Like perfect example, we were in LA. Pops' business partner recommended a spot for us to go to. Musso and Frank's, absolutely amazing. I 100% recommend it. Go say what's up to Jose. Tell him the Jamaican oak tree says what's up. And we walked in. We didn't know. They're like, hey, do you have a reservation? We're like, no. Do you need one? They're like, yeah, we book up, 2 months in advance. I'm like, shit. Okay. Where can we sit? They're like, oh, the bar. So, pro tip, never make a reservation for Musso and Frank's. Go straight to the bar because you have the best seat in the house because they have this 100-year-old hearth grill that the building and the business has been around for 100 years, and that thing is still slinging, and it's hardwood cooked right there. Jose,
so you get to watch them cook.
Yeah, so I was having a ball. I was like, yo, I actually did a write-up on it. I'm releasing it on my site. I had the best seat in the house because it was right behind Jose, watching him do everything. And the man it was like watching a conductor or a maestro conductor orchestra, how he moves with that. It was enamoring.
I'm probably wrong, but isn't the scene where Leonardo DiCaprio meets Al Pacino in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Musso and Frank's? I know it
actually might be.
I know it's shown up in other things.
Yeah.
It's a legendary spot.
It's an amazing spot. I had never heard of it up until then. So it was just great, and we didn't get butthurt about it. No. We didn't know. We were made aware, and they're like, "Oh, there's that." Cool. Ended up being the best experience of the night.
Well, there's a spot in New York. I think it's the Hawksmoor. It's a steakhouse, and it's a British style steakhouse. But one of the cool things they do is they cut different weights of their steaks, and they have them listed on the board and how many they have. And so you could pick out I want the 48-ounce tomahawk, or I want the, is it the
talk dirty to me?
What is the specialty that
we
cut
really
at the end
that
of the
explicit tag?
What is the cut at the end of the filet mignon.
The rum cap?
No, it's not the rum cap. It's like the chanterelle.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so like they'll have like a weighted version of that, and once those cuts are gone,
they're gone.
They're gone.
No one's complaining.
Yeah, no one's complaining. It's just like it's a cool experience to be like, okay, I can go select what weight steak I want, what cut I want, and they only have so many because they're being like they're controlling their portions and like and the quality of what they're serving.
That is, yeah. Sorry, I know we got off on a tangent, but I just hate that. I hate the whole to leave a bad review to mess someone's income up because you had to wait in a line for food when all you do for everything else in life is wait.
Yeah, literally the only difference is you're not sitting down while it happens, which also just comes with like
the experience of what
kind
this
of part
is.
of it.
If you want to sit down to have this food, keep coming to the pop-ups because that's how the funding occurs to get into a location. And shocker, even when you get the 4 walls, you're probably still gonna have to wait.
Yeah.
it's just that, you know.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, guaranteed. It's one of those things, man. I hate that. I remember getting that sometimes. Oh, we came to support and we wanted to get the food. We heard it was great. It's like, then you probably should have came earlier. It's like, well, the thing said it starts at 2 and it's like, yeah, till sold out. Like, my job is to sell out. No part of what I do is to leave here with product.
Hey, speaking of which, people like these stories. Do you have a weather horror story of a pop-up?
I actually did this so if you're on Threads, just search Rashid Phillips because I just did this on Threads last week. I told the story of my $52 day. That was a weather horror story. This one wasn't really a horror story, but I got beat over the head with weather. It was last year when we were doing Kara's birthday and we were also filming for a brand.
Oh, yeah, I remember showing up that day.
Yeah, you came and you brought the sausage and the links, always supporting, even though you had to go roll your own. Yeah. And that day, it was cold, hot, rain, and hail.
Because wasn't it in March?
Her birthday's in July. Yeah.
It was July?
Yeah, it was July.
I remember showing up with the jacket that morning.
Yeah, July 16th, I believe.
Okay.
Was when we had it. And I remember we'd already gone through the wind because it had shifted so much. I had to go ask Lauren and them to go bring out heaters for the line because the temperature just plummeted out of nowhere. Then it got hot. Then it rained, and we were all under the tent. And then all of a sudden, we just start hearing I'm like, what is that? I was like, who's throwing rocks? And it's hail pinging off of Penny. I was like, is it really hailing here? You know, I was like, this is what I get, because that was my first pop-up of the whole year. I said, of course I'd get all the weather on my pop-up day doing this barbecue pop-up for her birthday.
Do you have to report hail damage if you ever sell Penny?
No, I'm never letting go of Penny. I'm never letting go of Penny. I would probably let go of Phoebe before I let go of Penny. I was going to say,
yeah, there's more than a handful of rigs that would go away before.
Yeah, Penny will never go away. That's my ride or die.
I feel like eventually Penny's just going to get a permanent install somewhere.
I would love to. I'd love to. I'm thinking of either refurbishing and redesigning Pearl or just like donating Pearl. I can never sell Pearl because I didn't buy Pearl, so I could never sell her. But I would donate or refurb and really hit the circuit again with her because Pearl is hard to use. Like I got to train you on how to use her. It's not a rig for everybody. But she holds heat like you would not believe once you get her going. But she takes a lot. But that's my girl, man. I built the business off of Pearl. Pearl came in just in time when I started getting full holiday orders, and I was just loading her up with turkeys and briskets, just cranking, going. I remember holiday season, there were several days where fire just never went out. Just having to turn and go. But,
honestly, that's the best thing is like when you can throw some logs in, shut it down, and then wake up the next morning, just open the door, and it just immediately starts back up within 5 minutes.
Yeah. But We got a call in, but what's your horror weather?
Oh, I mean, I just had one. Like the last pop-up I did in July.
When we were in Connecticut, you posted like,
yeah,
there was this video. I was like, wait, where am I? Are you in Connecticut?
No. You got the rain up in Connecticut. We got it down in Georgia. So I had set up the tent, and like it's one of those like tents that you could set up by yourself.
Yeah.
And I forgot to lock in 2 of the legs. So when it started raining, it was actually pushing down the tent, and we were having to push water off. Like, I'm surprised it didn't like rip. Like, it's kind of crazy that it didn't burst. Honestly, that's probably why I got COVID, is because
your immune system was weakened.
Immune system was weakened because I was so like just soaking wet. There was water got into like one of the power strips and like just shut everything off. The power strip still works.
Yeah,
it just had to dry out, but like. I didn't throw the lids on my totes, so water got into those and ruined a bunch of like paper goods. Like
I gotta get the battery. That's what it reminds me. I gotta get the solar battery from you so I can plug it up and charge it.
It's charged.
It is. Oh, right on. But yeah, that thing. Yeah, that one. I'm going to get back on the circuit eventually. But that's gonna be my main power hub.
Yeah, Corey was up there with for your thunderstorm.
Yeah, he was decided to take up a new career as a Missy Elliott background dancer. Hey, I appreciate it. You know, that he had that I can't stand the rain outfit. He wasn't very fond of my jokes up there. It's like, just shut up and help. The abuse I took. But we had to get out of there because where we parked, you could look at the wall, and the wall still had the water line from where we had parked, because they had the pumps actively pumping out the area. So even the ramp we went up, you had to skip a little because you look over, you're like, oh, that's a cool view. No, that view's not supposed to be there. There's actually another ramp
view
leading
is not
down.
A view.
Yeah, like those bushes aren't bushes. Those are tops of trees. So we were like, we got to get out of here because we parked where the flood was, and it's not going to take much for once it tops over for it to rush back in. So that was a whole experience, but I love it. I can't wait to go back. It was great. There was what was it? Comic Fest? Kineticon. We saw a pimp named Slipback. You gotta say the whole word like a Tribe Called Quest. We saw Pokemon. We saw Master Roshi. We saw all types out there. There were 2 that stick out. There was like a badass Link, and then there was like a picture perfect Princess Peach. I was like, wow, y'all put in work. But it was a good time. And what was it? M'Baku was there. Oh, yeah. We saw the Thors. It was
the Thors. The Thors. Is the Thors now the Deadpool? Have you seen the Dragon Con, the Deadpool escalator?
No, there's
yeah, every year, like.
That's coming up in a couple weeks.
Like what, 100, 200 people dress up as Deadpool, and they all ride up an escalator at once.
Yeah, just like it's like a never-ending line of Deadpool. Just
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Labor Day's on what, Monday this year? Yeah.
Oh, Labor Day's always on Monday.
Yeah, Monday. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's the first weekend of September. Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually the weekend leading up to it is the busiest, and then Labor Day kind of dies off because it's the last day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They do the Imperial March thing through the city.
All right. So, are you up for us calling in? You?
Wait, which one? Wait,
you're the co-host.
I just hit buttons.
Like what? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Like, you don't have to ask me. I'm up for anything.
All right. I'm a dial. Let's make sure.
No, I'm out.
I can't work like this. Boom. We are calling in. No, not that audio. You see this whole thing. That's why you can't.
I was like, that sounds like a Lee question. Is like?
Yeah, we're ready. We're in.
We're good?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to call.
Yeah, you should hear it.
Do you hear it? I don't hear anything.
I don't hear anything.
Is it on the right?
Yeah.
Connected to the phone?
It says Rodecaster Pro.
Can you hear me?
Hey, there you are.
Hey.
How you doing?
I am wonderful. It has been a day.
Hey.
How are you?
Another day above ground, no complaints. You are actually live
there you go.
On the air on This Week in Barbecue. And my co-host is here, Lee's here, the whole crew's here.
How's it going?
Hi, everybody.
Hello. You
Hello.
can say hi. There.
Well, I was just waiting.
Just being all shy.
I have a problem actually speaking over people when they call in, so I'm trying to
I can never know. You can talk over me during the podcast. So I'm going to just start calling in for my segment. So for those of, well, I guess for everyone, since no one's really familiar as at this point, please introduce yourself and how we are associated with one another.
Who is this again? And I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
you see, I'm taking
So
back everything.
my name is Dia Berry Mitchell, and I am a food writer and also a cultural historian studying specifically Black history, but also Southern history, food history. I own a business called Nostalgia Black. We offer a variety of services under that umbrella. And I met Mr. Rashid from a program specifically through Kingsford Charcoal Company, obviously, that's called Preserve the Pit. I was one of 6 awardees, I guess you could say, fellows that was chosen to participate in the program in order to preserve cultural heritage of Black Americans who barbecue.
Yeah, that's a good summation.
That's this year's class, right?
That is this year's class. They are the 3rd year, correct?
Rashid is actually my mentor, and we met at Memphis in May a couple of months ago.
Yes, and Dia is super dope and an amazing journalist, an amazing writer, and I am very fortunate to have her as a mentee when she was one of my submissions for the program. And you guys have heard the story before. In a nutshell, we compiled a project for Black History Month where we're featuring different cooks, pitmasters, builders of color in the Black community for Black History Month, and it was the hardest project we did all year. So upon learning about Dia and more of what she does, it's like, yeah, the world needs more Dias out there, and I'm going to do any and everything I can to help her expand and grow and help with her writings. And I sort of tasked you with a special project. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. Well, we've done a few different projects, but the most recent one that we spoke about recently, are you referring to the interviews, I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I'm excited because Rashid and I spoke about really the need to move forward with preserving barbecue history. And so I'll be interviewing at a minimum 6 different people who are most likely fellows or mentors, that are in the Preserve the Pit program. Rashid has agreed to be one of them. And so I'm going to be interviewing him about history and folks like himself about their background in barbecue, how they got started, who may have influenced them, and questions like that so that we can try to get a better manage of preserving our history and our place within the history of barbecue culture.
Yes, she'll also be interviewing Pops. James Beard Award-winning Pops.
Yes,
James Beard Award-winning
super
Kevin
excited
Bledsoe.
about that.
Yeah.
Yes. We don't have a date set yet, but I'm definitely excited to interview Mr. Kevin Bledsoe. Thank you, and thanks for arranging that. Also,
always, and I definitely hope you reach out to B as well, Brian Furman.
Yes.
He has just an amazing story and wealth of knowledge and experience. And you mentioned you're writing, but you also do these very unique and I think very experiential tours.
Yes. Yeah, that's how I got my start. I started doing tours. I created a bus company called Soul of DFW, a bus touring company in 2018. And essentially it came from a vacation that I took in 2017. And whenever I go to visit different places, whether it's domestic or international, I always try to take a tour. So I want to either immerse myself into that culture by taking a food tour or a history tour. This particular time, I could not decide what I wanted to do. So I thought, if I can't decide, maybe there are other people like me who kind of want a blend of both of them to get the full experience, or at least a good taste of the experience. Because, it's hard to do that, obviously, within a 4-hour, kind of a time frame.
Yeah.
But, so I decided to do that. So when I got back in 2018, I started Soul of DFW, and it's a combination food and history bus tour. I focus specifically on Black history, but this year I'm actually rolling out a new theme tour under the umbrella of Soul of DFW. DFW, for those who don't know, stands for Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex. So I'm doing a new theme tour that I'm going to be announcing pretty soon, and we're doing a cowboy culture tour in Fort Worth. Okay. So if you know anything about Fort Worth, you know it's all things they really embrace their cowboy cultural heritage. So I'm excited about rolling that out and doing not only Black history, but focusing on Black and Hispanic history and our participation, I guess you would say, in cowboy culture.
Wow. Because I don't think a lot of people realize the first set of cowboys were people of color. They were Black.
Yeah, definitely. We played a large role in
the
that.
Name.
You know?
Yeah. Because they sure as hell weren't calling us cowmen.
Cowsers.
Yeah, definitely wasn't being called cowsers. Definitely.
Cowser.
No.
Yeah, so vaqueros obviously were Mexican cowboys. And, you know, when you look back at a lot of the old time, you know, movies and shows from, I don't know, you name it. I was a huge lover of all things John Wayne when I was a kid. And so, but if you remember back, I never saw anybody of color. And it wasn't just because it was a black and white TV. Yeah. I just did not I didn't see anybody who was Black or brown. And so I want to be able to highlight those people so that we can remember them also when we draw names that are associated with cowboys. So I'm excited to do that. So that's going to be, I'm actually planning that literally right now. I had a couple of calls earlier this morning about getting that, you know, tied together. So I'm really excited to do that and start immersing myself and other people into that. So that's on the horizon.
I've always loved the fact that particular character trait about you, if you didn't see the thing that you were interested in, you said, cool, I'm just going to make it. I'm going to start that process.
Yeah, I guess.
And you just figure it out along the way, you know.
Yeah.
That's part of like not being afraid to do the work or to just get started. What's the old saying? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today.
That's true. Well, thank you for noticing that. And I didn't even recognize that in myself until recently. So I guess that's true. Either that or I don't even have enough sense to be afraid. I just kind of gun it, like you said, and I figure I'll figure it out along the way if I don't know or if I haven't done it before.
Oh, I think ignorance is, because people are like, oh, you're ignorant, that's a insult. It's like, no, if you ever cracked open Webster's, you'll see it's not an insult. Yeah. But I think ignorance is one of the best tools for an entrepreneur. It really is. You're like, oh, you don't know any better to be afraid.
Yeah.
To know of the rejection.
That's so true.
But how would you describe, and remember, I'm your mentor, so, you know, be careful how you respond, but how would you describe your experience thus far as the third class of the Preserve the Pit program? And for those of you who aren't aware, the program ends in just a couple of weeks. So how has your experience been, and what would you like to see for next year's class?
Oh, that's a great question. And I've honestly learned so much within this short period of time. It seems just super condensed and tight and short, all things considered, because like I said, it rolled out in May, and here we are now. It's already August and it ends August 31st. I've learned a lot. And I'm not just saying this, you guys, because he's on the phone with me right now, but when we initially started, I told Rashid that I wanted to really work on my entrepreneurship skills and also to work on building a brand. Everybody, I think, can agree that you have a really large brand, and I'm very impressed with how you're able to manage everything and coordinate everything and kind of keep your hands on it and remain so composed. So it's something I admire about you.
A lot of bribe money.
So, so that's something I've really been, delving more into about how to stay attached to my projects, and to always have a manage on it myself, and to make sure I'm aware of what's going on. And really, another thing that I struggled with, if I'm being honest, I'm just going to be, totally transparent right now, is that when I first met Rashid, one of the things that I really wanted to work on was how to be better at time management. If you guys don't know, and you should know, he's literally everywhere at any given moment. You're probably on a plane right now. I have no idea, or driving. I don't know.
He's mentally on a plane.
He's mentally on a plane, right?
I'm 3 events ahead right now.
He's actually living in 2027 right now, and he's calling back in. But I was impressed by that, and that's something I wanted to learn how to better manage. And so our very first call, I think it was, he taught me really the gift of being able to say no when I'm just not able to do that. It's much better to say no and to follow up with someone when I do have the bandwidth than to say yes and keep taking on all these projects and end up just super spent and not being able to give my all to it as a result. So that was the first thing that he taught me. And I think I'm much better equipped to navigate that now. And then from there, really just the importance of, as I mentioned before, of building my brand, of staying true to my word, and to myself, honestly. Those are all kind of things that I've learned, kind of the broader messages that I've learned from working with you, Rashid.
Oh man, I appreciate that. Somebody over here cutting onions and stuff's probably the people next door. But no, I told you, and even in the write-up that I wrote about you, and that's out there,
yeah.
I've had the pleasure of having some amazing mentors. I've had some not great ones, but even the not great ones still teach you something. And I understand the importance of just setting that up, because then if you do your job right, it sort of continues on long past you. And I want to make sure that with this opportunity, because I know what it takes, that level of vulnerability, and yours is on a national stage, being broadcasted. It's not being done in private. So I want to make sure that you get these skills that you can build upon and grow, and are actionable items that roll into one another, even down to when I was talking about, like, hey, let's start having you capture all this site traffic instead of redirecting it to everyone else.
Oh yeah,
let's start
that was
some,
major.
Some templates in place, for you to have these responses ready for these inquiries and people that you're trying to reach and connect with, and all that. So no, it means a lot, and I definitely am honored to have you as my first go-around mentee, and going to make sure I bring that and build upon it even more so next year's program as well.
Definitely. And I don't know if you mentioned it. I didn't hear, but you may have. But this is the first, to my knowledge anyway. I think I'm the first person who's not actually in barbecue, like a cooking or a pitmaster.
Yep. You are the very first
for the program.
Non-food purveyor of any kind. That's in the program, and that was part of when they asked why, and I said the 2 oldest forms of preservation in history: 1, smoking meat, obviously, and 2 is documentation. Even the cavemen knew enough to write it on walls. So how are we going to continue to preserve these stories? How are we preserving the pit? And we have no literature. So for those of you who are listening, I've actually tasked Dia with a huge project of compiling the first literature, the first literary writings to start and be placed in what we're forming as the Kingsford Library. She's going to, that first installment will be of her writing of what she seems and deems fit from the program and from her fellow mentees and other mentors like myself to start this program and writing, so that there's a history, there's an archive for others to go back and look onto, the same way you can go to kingsford.com/history and hear all about Ford and the family doing it, the same way you'll be able to do and go peruse and read these statements from us that, if done right, should be around long after us. So if you want to make a change, you gotta do the work and just be the first ones to do it. Wasn't there?
There you go.
Wanted to see it. Let's make it happen.
Make it happen.
Now, we are wrapping up here. I don't know if you've got any questions, Brian, for Dia. Anything you want to ask, inquire, hear?
So, what is going to be your first project kind of post Preserve the Pit?
Oh, that is.
Oh, that's a great question.
Came out there.
So, post Preserve the Pit, I mentioned that, the interviews that I'm working on right now, that'll be kind of going on congruently through the end of the year. So on top of that, the tours, as I mentioned, and then in addition to that, I'm also thinking about using part of my award earnings to do an event that highlights minority-owned farms. Agriculture is also really important to me in order to highlight those people who are not the big corporations, but possibly women-owned or just the smaller farms out there who need help, who may not get the notoriety that they need to, and really try to promote using seasonal produce and fruits and vegetables and all that good stuff. So that's going to be coming up in the future. And also, I'm a PhD student. I didn't mention that, but I'm getting I'm focusing on history. That's my major. And I just found out that I'm going to be graduating a little earlier than I even had thought I was before. So I'm just super stoked about that because I'll have more time. Thank you. So I'm going to be graduating next year. So really, I'm trying to use my time be as resourceful as possible because I know I'll be working on my dissertation. But those are three kind of big projects that I hope to kind of wrap up before the end of the year.
That's really dope.
It's interesting that you mentioned family farms and minority-owned farms. There's a great market here called Sun Market, and she operates out of Decatur in kind of what they call a food desert. And so her goal, she does it twice a month during the summer, and her goal is to bring fresh produce from local farms to people who don't have access to it normally. Because really in this area, it's really only Dollar General and Family Dollars and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I like that. Let's drop that. Send me that info, Brian, or just add it in your show notes section. I'll put that in there.
Yeah.
And Dia, what I'll before we wrap up here, what I'll have to do is get you in touch with our good friend Erica Roby, Blue Smoke Blair online, Memphis in May champion, barbecue brawl champion, accolades and many.
Mohegan Sun flood survivor.
Yes, Mohegan Sun flood survivor. She actually owns and operates her own ranch out there. She's not far off from you. I believe she's probably an hour and a half from you. Over in Texas. She's getting all of her livestock and everything in order. She's always showing her farm and land chores. So maybe having you sit and chat with her. She's actually going to be at Grill and Chill, so I will introduce you to in person there because you will be there covering as well. But no, I think that's definitely a good point of contact for you to have would be Erica. So I'm going to facilitate that and make that happen.
Cool. I'm super excited.
Perfect. Well,
thank you.
Anytime. How can the people find you? Give them all the socials and the what have yous.
Yes. Website is diaberrymitchell.com. It's spelled DEAH. Berry like the fruit, and Mitchell, MITCHELL. And you can find me at the same handle on Twitter and also on Instagram. And Facebook.
Perfect.
And LinkedIn.
There it is.
Did you get your threads up and running?
I know, right?
That's it.
Get your threads
yeah.
and everything. Good deal. Good deal. Well, Dia, thank you so much for hopping on the call, for just being so great, and for everything that you do. Obviously, this isn't the last time, just the first time, and I really appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah. Thanks. And thanks for your patience as I wrapped up that other stuff. But really enjoyed talking to you, and you guys have a great day, and hopefully I'll be able to meet you in person.
Definitely. It'll be happening soon. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was my mentee, Miss Dia Barry Mitchell, who's just an all-around amazing person, as well as exceptional journalist and historian. And you got anything else to add, bud?
I think it's awesome, like, that they're bringing people that aren't technically doing the barbecue, but can, like, it's in the name, preserve. Yeah, that are, like, documenting and making sure that stories get told.
Yeah. That's important. That's important, man. And we've told a lot of stories this episode on This Week in Barbecue, the barbecue focused podcast that introduces both the good, the bad, and everything in between in the world of barbecue. I've been your host, Rashid Phillips, and back again.
Forever. Maybe again.
Maybe one more again in there somewhere. Is my amazing co-host, Mr.
Brian Hull.
And working the ones and twos, which is basically just camera 1 and camera 2, Mr.
Lee Garman.
Hey, he's got a camera, or he's got a mic 1, a mic 2, and a mic 3.
Yeah,
don't sell them short.
Hey, they all just stay on. Let's be honest. Once it's all turned on, it's fine.
See, we're getting there. And this has been This Week in Barbecue. Like, share.
Wait, don't forget about Corey in the background just yelling.
Yeah,
a faint
whisper, a faint whisper, but the judgmental eyes are loud as ever. That's all I gotta say. And also, please check out Corey's pod, the Warner Pod. It's an amazing podcast. There's a lot of tips and tricks, and my favorite episode is how to travel on other people's money. Yeah, Corey. Yeah, still fond of that one.
I got a quick question for you.
Yeah,
because we can end the show on this.
Yeah.
Air fryer or toaster for your steaks?
Bye, everybody. We're out. Just close that out.
We're out.